Good morning, folks. It's Big Daddy coming at you on that drive time. Oh, yeah. Beautiful Wednesday morning. It's sunny out over here right now. It's kind of warm, but not really. I didn't realize this damn place was going to fool me and thinking that, oh, it's going to be some nice weather down here, Big Daddy. You know, you're going to be nice and warm and, you know, have to worry about the snow and stuff like that. Well, guess what? I had to worry about snow a few times. I wasn't caught up in it like the folks in PV, but shit, I had to feel the after effects. It was cold, boy. 34 degrees right now on the highway, which means it's going to be about 26 when I get around work. It's all good though. It's all good. I ain't trying to sweat it. There's other things to sweat besides the damn weather. Like I always hear people, oh my God, it's so cold. I don't get it. I don't understand. Why does it have to be so cold? Because that's Mother Nature for you. After all this time of being on this earth, if you don't get that shit by now, then you never will. I don't know what to tell you. Speaking of never will, you know, you never know the things that you cross in your own head when you're on the road or taking some time for yourself to get good with yourself, or even if you're not getting good with yourself, when you're out on that road like I am a lot driving, have enough time to sit here and think quietly in your thoughts, no one around, you come to a lot of realizations, man. It's beautiful. For instance, I always ask my spirits above, am I missing something from my life? Is there anything in particular that should be pointed out? And for the last couple of days, on the full moon, on my full moon prayer, I asked for clarity, patience, and strength. And I always ask for that. Those have been my three main staples for the last couple years. And they may deviate every now and then. I ask for things for everybody else. But clarity, strength, and patience are always my staples. So I asked Luna last night, hey, I don't know if you didn't hear me the last round, or you did say something and I missed it, which I probably did because my mind's been full of caca. So what am I missing? What am I not seeing? And out of nowhere, I felt like even before I finished saying it, different voices in my head just popped in, said one word: masculinity. Like, okay, cool. So for the rest of the night, I contemplated that before I went to bed. So for about an hour or so, I sat back, just grabbed my notebook, started writing notes down onto me what I thought masculinity is. And I came out to some pretty interesting conclusions. Masculinity is not dumbing yourself down to the world. You actually have to step up to it. No, sure, you may live in your bubble. You may want to not be, I guess, mindful of certain things, of everything, but you do have to be mindful. You have to be mindful. Be mindful of yourself. Be mindful that you matter too. Because if you don't take care of yourself, who's going to take care of you? I've always felt that. And, certain generations are weird. When you take care of yourself, that's being selfish. When you're trying to be elevated, you're being foo-foo or some shit like that. When you don't want to be toxic anymore to yourself and you want to get right with yourself, get your energy straight. No, all of a sudden people are like, oh, you're stepping into your divine masculinity or some shit like that. I never saw it that way. To me, being masculine for a man is just being yourself. Making sure you're not hurting anybody else, making sure that you're taken care of, and if you have a family out there, you're taking care of them. You're partnering up with your partner to make sure everything is taken care of. Because a man can't do all this shit by himself. He can't walk alone for the rest of his life, and neither can a woman. And I stand by that. Even though I've walked this life, alone for a long time. Hey, sometimes it's needed in order to get good with yourself. You have to see what works, what doesn't work. Sometimes you have to just be by yourself in order to know what works for you. And I'm doing it. To me, masculinity also means that you find your purpose. You find the path. I love martial arts. I always have. That makes my heart sing. It makes my soul sing. Sure, I can work out and get all big and buff and jacked up like I used to years ago. But why? I've been there and I've done that. And it really doesn't do anything for me being all that big and strong and shit like that. To me, that's vanity. I'd rather work out for sanity. Martial arts is my way of escaping all the bullshit, escaping reality for a little bit, centering, being around other fighters, coming back down, and then it all integrates. You start becoming this whole person that you're supposed to be, that you're supposed to walk in life. And for men, when we don't have an outlet, that's bad. It really is. We need hobbies. We need that outlet to get good with ourselves. Sure, I always hear my homegirls talking about all he does is come home and cracks open the beer, sits on the couch. Well, maybe after a hard ass day of work, maybe that's what he wants to do. But I've never been able to do that. I've never been able to come home and just reach for the fridge immediately, grab a beer, sit down and watch TV. No, I gotta do something. My idea of beer cracking was grabbing my clothes, my gym clothes back in the day, going to my martial arts class, kickboxing, Muay Thai, whatever I was doing. And that was my relaxation. That was my get right period. That was my release. And it works. Well, it works for me. I haven't done that in a long time. I've been trying to find something different. No, I see a lot of Gracie Barra schools coming up in and around Arizona. I've seen a few kickboxing, but I don't know if I can do kickboxing anymore because I don't think my knees, I ain't gonna lie, I don't think my knees will love it. I don't think my knees will love the Gracie Barra either. No, the BJJ. There's a lot of things I know my body won't like, but I don't know until I try it. And that's probably why my body does hurt right now, because I've kind of given up on it. I don't want to hurt. I've been trying to switch gears and trying to get my mind right, get my finances right. But out of all that, I'm missing that physical interaction. Hell, I think I just solved my own problem. See what happens when I talk to y'all? Shit, I always do this. I'll start talking and trying to be all, philosophical and shit like that. And next thing I know, I'm over here solving my own problems talking to y'all. Thank you. God damn, thank you for listening, man. Like I said, I think I just solved my own problems. No, I don't think. I know I did. So, fellas, find your why. Okay? Find your why. And yeah, there's a lot of people out there who say, we're toxic, we're this, we're that. And deep down, when people say, oh, you got that toxic masculinity, women got that shit too. Hell, I know a lot more toxic man energy in females than I've seen men. Case in point, that shit recently that happened with Dana White and his wife. No one saw, or they don't pretend to see, his wife slapping him. And then he slapped her ass back. We have every right to defend ourselves, but there's a lot of men out there who are like, no, you never hit a woman. Shit. You don't let nobody put their damn hands on you. They put hands on you like that, especially if they're an adult. Let's put it this way, if you're an adult, and if you had the balls to hit someone, be prepared to get peppered back. Because I know, because if people ask me, Phil, well, what would you have done in that situation? The exact same thing Dana would have done, or did. Yeah, put your damn hands on me, pow. I put my hands on you. So now he's under the hot seat because now he's being a toxic man, and they see, I told you, it's always those men and those power, and that power who has that toxic masculinity bullshit. Then why did she hit him first? And how come you're not acknowledging that? Whatever that group is out in Las Vegas, or that's whatever they are, some kind of media group who's calling for the resignation of Dana White. No one's saying shit about his wife. No one's saying shit about, she needs to go to counseling. She needs to do that. Sure, he apologized, but what are the consequences of his actions? What are the consequences of her fucking actions? As men, yeah, sometimes we got to watch it a little bit more nowadays, depending on where you live. But there's some parts of the country I've been to, in the United States, where men don't give a shit. This is who I am. You don't like it, fuck it. Admirable. I like that. To each their own. I know how I feel about it, but to other people, it's toxic. I said we can't win for losing. And sometimes neither can women, because we talk that different shit about them and to them, but they do that the same to us. But I guess what the point I'm trying to make is find your flow. Find your flow, work the hell out of it, do you and be you. You have this one life, get it right, get it straight, you know, live honestly, live the best you can, and fuck what everyone else says. If you want to be a toxic man, then be a fucking toxic man. If you want to be a toxic female, be a toxic female. Shit. Even at that stupid ass hashtag I've seen lately, stay toxic. I know how I feel about that. I think it's fucking ridiculous. I think it's, no, I knew what the intent was, but there's people who've turned it around, but that's a whole different discussion for another day. I know there's a lot of damn discussions I need to go back and have and quit saying that, but it is what it is. I love you all. Fellas, stay up. You got this. Yes, this is more geared towards the fellas than anybody else, because we need the talks. We need to have these conversations because no one else has them with them. We can't have it with our significant others because they don't get it. It's like us trying to talk, you know, women issues to women. We don't get it, and then we end up coming off like pretentious or saying something else, and you know, can't win for losing. Just can't win for losing. Sorry, I had to put the phone down because I passed by a cop. But anyway, folks, I love you all. I got to get going. Have a good day. Have a beautiful adventure. And as always, mwah, peace.